Do you wish you could do insane stick tricks like the pros? Sure, you've learned party tricks like the flip and the twirl, but in this video, I will teach you how to impress all the ladies and all the dudes with the top 10 advanced stick tricks.
Okay guys, so before we dive into these, please take note that you should practice in an open area and not around anything potentially lethal, such as glass sculptures or toddlers. And also make sure you're wearing your safety goggles, helmet, knee pads, and elbow pads, because guys, these are extreme stick tricks. Anything could happen.
Number 10, the three-way backstick. So there's a three-step process for this. First you hit regular, done, step 1. Step 2, backstick. Now, from here is where it gets tricky. You take your back 3 fingers and put them on the other side of the stick like that, so that you slice it down. And now I'm holding in between my middle and pointer finger. And then from here, you put your pointer finger back around the stick, and you grab it match grip, and you hit regular. Right, so 1, 2, move the fingers around, 3. And then you're back to normal to repeat this cycle. And you can do the same thing in traditional grip, except you're starting from the third step in match grip, which is after you're here. So traditional grip you do there, then re-grab in match grip, and then start this cycle. So both hands together would look like this. And something pretty cool you could do with this is you can play puttitas, which is triplets, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, and in the right hand do the three-way backsticking. You do inverse puttitas also, and do the left hand three-way backsticking. Number 9, the bounce flip. So this trick is the act of doing a downstroke, letting go right before the bead hits the head. So the stick will hit, do a flip, and you'll catch it after the flip. So it'll look like this. Number 8, the spider. So for this one, your right hand, you hit your first note, then toss it to your left hand. So I'm doing a half spin to the side, catching match grip, and hitting with the butt end of the stick. So the left hand side, what you're doing is you hit with the butt of the stick, and then you're simply handing it off to your right hand to hit with the tip of the stick. So both hands together will look like this. Now there's a lot of cool things you can do with this. You can add doubles instead of single hits. You can also do triplets. And you could also add stick tosses within the stick toss, such as doing a full flip over to the left hand, and also briefly pausing to do some backstick work. Number 7, the underhand cross flip. So this one you need to end up in the crossover position, and then what you do is the stick that is underneath, you're going to do a full flip, but while you're doing that, your arm also comes up and over, so you end cross the other way, like that. Number 6, the smack. So there's 2 different ways to do this trick. Number 1 is to bounce the stick off of your drums and then catch it, like this. The other way is to bounce it off the floor and then catch it. It's actually really hard to do on a carpeted floor. It works better if you have a hardwood floor or are doing it in a parking lot. Number 5, the claw. So first you need the special claw grip. Alright, so what you do, you take your stick, hold directly in the middle, and clench as hard as you can. Now, once you've practiced and mastered that for hours, you can go ahead and do the claw. Alright, so there's 2 different ways to do this. The one is the 2-way claw, which I'm hitting the butt and then the tip, and then with the other hand I'm doing 2 notes. And you could also do that with both hands. And the other way to do this is the 3-way claw, which you only need one hand to do. So what you're doing is butt, tip, just like the other one, but now you're adding in an extra butt after that. So 3 notes, butt, tip, butt. And you just continue that over and over. Number 4, the fish line stick. So for this, you're going to need to cut a little piece of fishing line out. Kind of hard to see unless I hold it that close. And you're going to need to tie loops on each end, like I did. So one loop will go over your finger, and then the other loop goes over the stick. And you want to put this loop exactly in the middle, and you could find where the middle is by just balancing the stick on the loop until it won't tip over or seesaw as much. Okay, so right about there, maybe a little up. Yeah, there we go. So then once you get it there, just take a little piece of stick tape and tape over where that is so it won't move around. Right, now you have your magic fishing line stick. And trust me, from more than a foot away, nobody's gonna see the fishing line at all. It looks like you're doing magic. Number 3, the juggle. Okay, so before you try to do this one with sticks, I recommend playing with your balls first. So start with 2, and make sure you get good at this way. Then add a 3rd one in. I can't find a 3rd ball, so I'm going to use a roll of stick tape. Right? I make it look easy, but this takes a long freaking time to figure out. So after you figure that one out, then let's take the sticks away from the drum still and figure out how to do this with the sticks. So I like to do full flip in each hand. Not that it always works out that way. Sometimes you got to kind of figure out how to catch it all awkward. But for the most part, try to do 1 consecutive flip for each stick. And not hit the roof here. Like that. Alright, so then you've mastered it away from the drums. Now we're going to take it to the drums, and it gets way, way harder from this point. So I would say work on just quarter notes at first, maybe just 2 to 3 notes, and try not to drop any sticks. And once you get really comfortable with this, you can start adding in some syncopated rhythms and rudiments to your juggle. Number 2, the really high toss. So for this amazing stick trick, what you need to do, take a stick and throw it as high as you can. I can only throw it about 6 inches because the roof is right here. But if you're outside or in a large venue, this could be very, very impressive. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, well, Eric, that's not really advanced. Now I say, hold on, all right? The reason why it's this high on the list is because if you execute this perfectly at any show, the audience will go insane. So before we move on to number 1, I want to give an honorable mention to a stick trick that I personally made up. It's called the Magic. Now I honestly don't know how I made this trick up. I kind of was just doing it one day and everyone was blown away by it. So the first thing you should learn is this one, which is a pretty common marching snare trick. You start in traditional grip and you spin it around your thumb like that, and then you catch it match grip with the butt of the stick. So it's 1.5 spins total. Now what you have to do to get the continuous magic is start out the same way as you would that other trick, but when you get it to here, you're repositioning the stick up onto your thumb. It's very hard to do slowly, but I'm going to try to guide the stick around. You can see sort of what I'm doing. So it looks like it's just floating above my hand. And then you learn it in the other hand too, so you get both hands. Number 1, lighting your sticks on fire. So sorry to disappoint, but I'm not going to be demonstrating this one because I've never done it before yet. But I don't want to try right now because I don't want to burn my house down or burn myself. But what I will do is leave some links in the description of people who do this very, very well. One of which is the Top Secret Drum Corps. They have their entire snare line play with fire tip sticks. Another guy is Cooper Drummer, who does lots of gigs where he lights his sticks on fire, gets tons of street cred for that. And there's also some really funny videos out there of people epically failing to play with their drumsticks on fire. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel. And also, check out some of these other videos down here. So keep practicing those tricks, and try not to light yourself on fire.